on with this thing because I think I can beat this guy. I think I can. Because I can dual spell this. Which then means I have 55 damage, which then if I increase this, throw in a bit of this, throw in a bit of this. Get a bit more energy, might be able to. Bloodletting. Do this. Do a bit of that. Do a bit of this. Do a bit of that. Throw in a bit of meltase. For fun mostly. This is the final turn where I can kill him. Thankfully I have copy form. Catalase. Panache. Might as well genetic algorithm. 2 more energies. Double envenom. Shiv. I did it for the first of a time. I did it for the first of a time. I beat that guy. I beat that guy. I did it for the first of a time. Apart from the fact I can't obtain potions, so you know, technically not worth it. Technically not worth it. So let's have a little chat on, because today is the day that the trailer came out for the thing, for Dragon Ball Sparking Zero's final, you know, everyone's here trailer, which I think is good. But we didn't have a couple characters. One, we didn't have... Checking the recording. We didn't have Super 17, of course. That's a couple people's dream one. We didn't have a couple of the... you know, other GT characters. We don't have that many super characters in terms of like the Tournament of Power extra random characters, so it's not everyone's here. There's very clearly like a lot of space for DLC if they really want to have it. There's a lot of space for DLC, but the problem is they don't have DLC slots that could be fun. Like, you already have so many of the Tournament of Power members that people want in the base game, and now there's nothing to sell, like, random characters. Like, Xenoverse did this, where they released, like, costume versions of characters, where characters would be a specific costume, or whatever you have like that. Fun, right? Fun. Because at the end of the day, there was a good number of stuff. There wasn't a case of, like, oh, well, we can't put in Beast Gohan, because the only DLC of Sparking Zero that I can see people would generally want to see is finishing off GT, right? Finishing off, like, you know, the rest of the movies, because Bardock wasn't in there, for example. I personally think there is no way they would ever not have Bardock in the base roster. So he is absolutely in the base roster somewhere. I might have just not realised he was there, but he definitely is there. Right? That's number one. You should obviously know he is there, because if he isn't, that's the first DLC they are making. I am annoyed that my prediction was not correct. I thought it was going to be Super Hercule, was going to be like the pre-order characters, but Daima Goku just means there's not going to be Daima DLC. There's not going to be Daima DLC, or there's going to be mini character packs, and you've got to pay for Daima Goku. That is my genuine opinion. Also, someone was probably wondering, how do I have 11 energy? That's just from general relics. Some of the boss ones and other ones are just like, gain 1 extra energy. But yeah, I'm just not... I am happy with all the characters that are there. I think there's a good number. I do think that them saying there's over 180 characters and it's like, oh, there's 182. I think that very clearly it's going to be like 200 or it's going to be like 190. They're not ending it off on 2. That was a bit of a bad movie, isn't that there? Well, okay, I'm going to beat this guy. But yeah, I think that, like, in terms of characters who are there, I think that, like, you know, there's definitely a lot of potential with who there can be, but I just don't think there's enough potential, because it's definitely going to be hype. But my biggest gripe of Sparking Zero is definitely the fact that why Goku Black in Jiren as like alternate viewpoints, because I think everyone assumed each arc was going to have like a couple viewpoints, even if it wasn't the full 7. I think everyone assumed that each arc was going to have a couple viewpoints, you know. Of course, I don't think it's bad bringing it down. But half of what Jiren did, other than battling Goku, and like a couple people, like 4 or 5 people, was just sitting and meditating. And unless we're getting a meditation minigame, which would be hype, I do not think there's going to be a lot to do with Jiren. Like, genuinely speaking. Oh! This allows me to enter Wrath. That's good. That's even more potential damage. Wow, I'm definitely not going to lose. But like, I just don't think there's a lot of potential, because worst case scenario, like, Jiren is like a fun extra experience, but I would have rather Bardock, if anyone. Like, if you're gonna have like fun with it, have it be Bardock, because you can have a Bardock what if that is really stellar. Because my opinion on the what if is movies might be what if, like they were in Tenkaichi, I think. I can't remember which one, but they could be. And I'd rather have a lot of Bardock what ifs than one Jiren what if. Because Jiren is a boring character when you look at it. Because realistically, he would wish to get his master back, and then, oh god, the universe is destroyed. But it's like going to be like the shortest, most pathetic what if possible. Right? We can all agree that even someone as basic as Raditz has infinite more potential, because if you see Raditz, that's like 4 fights. Much like Jiren, but you know they would just have a large what if, and that would be fun to just have a what if character. Instead of how they did it, which just genuinely feels evil to me, in my opinion. It's just kind of like mean to be like Jiren, because, oh, but it's the option everyone wants. It's not the option everyone wants. It is the option that, like, you know, at best is like a fun option, but like isn't going to be good for the health of the game if we, for example, never get more viewpoints as DLC. Because I would love to have like a viewpoint of different characters. Like, hold on, like I grabbed a screenshot of the actual trailer. Just to remind myself, who are the viewpoints? Screenshots. So it is Goku, Vegeta, Gohan, and Piccolo. That is a lovely setup. That is a wonderful setup right there. Because those characters are throughout all of Z, throughout like all of GT, throughout all of Super. Those characters are very much there. Like, you know? And then you have Future Trunks. Okay, he appears in 2 main arcs, right? He appears in the Android, and he appears in, you know, he appears in Android, and he appears in the Goku Black Saga. Those are the 2 main arcs he appears in. We can all agree that's really good. However, you then have Frieza. Again, really good, because with Frieza, you get the Namek Saga and the Frieza Saga, you know, with him maybe learning stuff and what have you. Not that interesting, but then you get the best fight in all of Dragon Ball Z, in terms of the most memorable one, which is sick. I think it's very interesting. I think it's very interesting indeed. You know, because you have the Frieza fight with Goku, you have him getting beaten by Future Trunks, you have him in Hell. Him in Hell is genuinely a good idea because there's a lot of animation potential there. Hopefully it doesn't just skip straight from Future Trunks killing him to the Golden Frieza Saga. That would be very bad. Then you've got like the next bit, which is, you know, his Golden Frieza fight where he talks about its potential and all that. Then you've got, you know, if we're going anime, with Goku seeing him in Hell. Then we've got like, you know, the God of Destruction energy thing, whatever. And then we got the Tournament of Power. You know, that's a good setup. That's a lot of content. So I think Future Trunks so far, that's the bad one. Then you've got Goku Black. If you only include when he's Goku Black in the Future Trunks saga, like you skip right to there, then you get like a fight with Goku. I mean, technically you get like a fight with Future Trunks with like Shin and whatever the other guy's name is, which we haven't seen Shin yet. We have not seen Shin, which is, you know, terrifying because we haven't seen one of the most important characters of the Buu saga, which is, you know, scary. Goku Black versus Shin, whatever of the other guy's name is, and then Future Trunks. That's an interesting one. Him fighting Future Trunks more and more, and then fighting Goku, and then just string fights of him and Goku and Vegeta and what have you. Like, okay. Then we have, like, you know, him eventually, you know, being like, oh, this is Zamasu, and then you get like him fighting, you know, with Zamasu. So that's the major point. Unless we get the Zamasu stuff where he wishes for Goku's body, and we get everything that entails, I don't think it's going to be that good. Like, honestly, it's not going to be that good if we don't get those sections. Because those sections are very important. Let's be honest. You know, it just effectively one arc, which again, I feel Goku Black is the perfect super character to have from his perspective, because it's one of those like Kakarot things, because Kakarot, if you don't remember, in the Future Trunks DLC had that section with Majin Buu. That was a really interesting segment to show, because not everyone knows about that. So it's a very cool segment to show. The problem is you then have Jiren. Now mind you, because we probably aren't getting any basic Dragon Ball story, that means that, you know, that's still like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 6 characters that appear in Z. But the problem with Goku Black and Jiren is they're super exclusive and appear in one arc. They appear in one singular arc. They don't appear 100 times, they appear in one arc. I'm picking poison stuff. I just need a bit more poison. They appear in one single arc. That's bad. That is very bad. Unless it's what if content, I would. Where the heck did the thing go? Because I would love a you know, Goku Black what if. That's cool. But the Jiren, because the Goku Black what if you've ever seen Solid saying, basically just becomes him becoming the most overpowered person because his potential's reset. So he's effectively Goku Super with all the potential of like Goku in Dragon Ball and in Dragon Ball Z. So his growth potential, especially in Dragon Ball Z, where he goes from like, you know, him needing a times 4 to compete with a battered and beaten Vegeta, even though he was battered and beaten himself, to like Ginyu Force Saga level is a bit of ridiculousness. Like, that's basically what Goku Black was doing. So like, realistically, he has like the temperament of like Ultra Instinct, even though he just was like, I will use Rose. It's like his temperament was very much like perfect Ultra Instinct, in my opinion. It was much more closer. Like, interesting what if. A Jiren what if it lasts for the Tournament of Power and that's it. Like, it is just the Tournament of Power and then, like, immediately into, you know, Zeno destroying all of existence. Unless they, you know, power buff him and say, oh, he's as strong as Zeno. It's not interesting. Similarly, I think there is potential for the what ifs. There's a lot of potential. Again, I hope that they do what if packs. They have to do what if packs. If they don't do what if packs, you know, there's something wrong. It should be what if packs that come with additional characters. You get like what if pack, you know, you get like character pack 1 and it comes with like 3 or 4 what ifs. That is personally exactly what I want. I just want what if packs. I could have died just then. Like, that's my opinion. Oh, Tempest. Oh, Tempest. Tempest would deal about 8 damage per thing. It could hit all enemies. I think that's a good one. It's a good one to just have in my deck, especially since it exhausts. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. It's a lot of potential damage and it has a way to get rid of a bunch of excessive energy. This is perfect for it. yeah, I think that's the biggest problem I have with the trailer. Picking the viewpoints of Goku Black and Jiren. Is Goku Black, again, perfectly fine. Jiren, what are they thinking? Jiren is the best marketing piece for Dragon Ball, like, Super. Because it's to do with Goku Ultra Instinct and everything, it's the best marketing decision that they could have made for a viewpoint. best marketing decision. I would have preferred Cell or Boo. Honestly, replace Future Trunks with Cell. Because we have seen enough of Trunks. Say it with me. We've seen enough of Trunks. If we're getting a Frieza saga, because my opinion with viewpoints is they are bad. One of my favorite things about Tenkaichi was even just the concept of playing through the story straightforwardly and picking the many different characters. That was fun, but I guess because we got Kakarot, we should make it way more boring. We should make it infinitely more boring. Right? Making it infinitely more boring is fun because you're playing the same character repeatedly. Yes, by the end of playing as Goku, you should have gotten a mastery of Goku's moveset. Or close enough mastery. We can all agree on that. But the bad part is very simple. Who cares? Because it's a cool idea, but it's very badly done. Like, because instead of having like the cool aspect of you can play who you want to, you can pick the characters, you can tag out and everything. Like, sure, you might be able to tag out and everything, but you're still mostly playing as Goku, which is kind of a bad, a thing to do. Because, yeah, I think it's cool. I just hope that isn't the case, or I hope that DLC adds playable characters for the viewpoints and stuff. I'd love to play as Cell. I'd love to play as Boo or Barady or whatever. It's a very fun idea. Like, I'm gonna check actually. I was looking up Spire tips earlier. Hang on. Sparking Zip. Oh, doc. Here's a Reddit post. Oh yeah, he is, and he is he is. He is. I generally forgot about that. Sorry, but I don't really like the idea that because there's so many more interesting viewpoints than Jiren. Like, Goku Black makes sense. He is a super character. He's a cool enough character. He it's a big string of fights. That's what the Future Trunks saga is. It's a big string of fights because we know that was Zamasu, or we just don't care. It's a big string of fights. It's like the Tournament of Power, big string of fights. Problem with Jiren is Krillin, Roshi, the humans in general are more interesting. I'm so close. Okay. Like, Jiren is just a bad choice. Like, think about it. Like, even, like, it's obviously a great marketing decision. I've said that a ton of times. Great marketing decision. It's just such a weird pick because, you know, realistically, anybody who wants jiren probably would have rather they picked, you know, Cell, Boo, Bibbidi, King Piccolo. You know, so many choices that you could have picked. You could have picked Baby. You could have picked, you know, hundreds of characters. And again, I don't really like the idea of, you know, the viewpoints in general. But like, yeah. It's just weird. Obviously, I don't really care that they're picking jiren. It just feels weird, and I hope that they're doing like What If DLC, Packs Viewpoint DLC, and everything that just tie into one thing, where it's like you get like 3 extra characters, and you get a viewpoint, and you get like, you know, whatever. That'd be nice. Also, they have to kill me 3 times. That's kind of why I'm not concerned. But yeah, I think the trailer was really good. I'm happy the fact that, you know, happy it didn't spoil myself. You know. I just kind of feel like about the situation with Sparking Zero. You know, I love it. I love the game. I love it to death. I'm just you know, a bit weird that, you know, the also Goku Mini. I think that's a good choice. I just think it's weird. Again, you know, I think that they could do a lot. I think they could. It's just weird. Because if they're like using Goku Mini knocks out the potentially best DLC ever, because you could be like, surprise guys, surprise! Yeah, we have the entirety of Daima. We have been in talks with the people who do Daima, and we have the entire Daima story as it's coming out as DLC. But even if you have a Spire Daima pack, even if you have a Step by a Daima pack, God forbid, you know, we buy a Daima pack, you know. It's still, you know, potentially much better. I'm gonna add Nightmare. I think it's a potentially good card. You know, it's weird. It's weird because I think it has so much potential. I think them being like, you know, custom battles really easy. They could add so much for DLC. You know, each DLC pack could be like a Xenoverse 3 update sort of thing. Xenoverse 2 is going to die when this game comes out so quick. Because Xenoverse is more for casuals, you know. You learn the controls and then you just you're at, you know, a high level of play or whatever. You know, it's got almost everything, but it, you know, each time you add a DLC in Xenoverse, it's effectively, you know, a pile of paper on top of each other. You know, it's good, but it's also like still in the same game balance. You know, you need a proper Xenoverse 3. It's like the Xenoverse 1, how a random fact is, if you use Super Saiyan, it would slowly drain your energy, but I think you just did more damage and everything, and I think it might have been infinite, don't remember. Infinite key or something. Maybe. But the point is, it was much more mechanically different. So there's definitely like a lot of potential, but it's also like, ooh. Yeah. What else? What else can I think about? What else can I think about? Well, haven't I been playing Black Myths on Wukong? It's not because I hate it. It's just because I can't bother currently. I want to get like, you know, more stuff off my table. I want to start getting, you know, I want to finish this run, because the problem with this thing is that, like, you know, I've got way too much healing. Like, I recently got to 475 damage stack. I got to, you know, 300% more HP. Time maze is just so bad because it's like such an artificial like thing. Like, yeah, it's stopping infinites. I mean, you'll actually probably take like one hit of damage, but you know, your enemies only have to get to like, you know, 1,000 damage stack, you know, to do much, and you've got to like put the muzzle on, so you players can't gain more XP. But you know, they're not gaining more than 200. You know? They're not gaining more than 200. So what's it matter? What else can I think about? I think I've ran out of conversation topics. What have I been reading? Let's check. Oh yeah, I've been reading Transcension Academy. That's a good one. It's a really good one. Tempest Plus. What's this? Imagine if I was playing the defect and I had a bunch of focus. And then boom! Don't need an Intimidate Plus. Don't need an Exhume Plus. Yeah, Transcension Academy is really good. I'm gonna use a token just get rid of a Mayhem. I thought it would work with Time Maze and it doesn't. You know, because otherwise you could just stack your deck full of Mayhems and, you know. Kinda want to start a boss encounter by just discarding my whole hand. But that'd be kinda stupid. Yes, double our strength now. Might as well. Yeah, Transcension Academy is pretty good. I recommend it because it's got like the Buddha as like one of like the people that the main character learns from, and it actually has good like quotes and stuff. Like dream is a job, not a verb or whatever. I'm gonna echo form that. That's a really good one to use it on. Going on Mayhem then. Yeah. Like, I like Pride as like a thing in these loop things, but I think it's the worst one out of all in terms of scaling. Like, oh, Mimic Infestations, elites no longer drop relics. Ooh, spooky! Like, it doesn't do much. Oh, I can stack relic echo forms. Ooh. It's so sad for these two because they just keep getting swarmed. Yeah, Transcension Academy is pretty good. On chapter 111. I don't know how many there are, but it's good. It's good. Next echo form. Almost there. Perfect. I did have found my mistake. More circlets. I don't purchase the circlets. I don't purchase the circlets. It only gets harder. Oh, yay, another pride. Woo! It does so much. I definitely can't just remove them. No, it's hard for like the first floor, and it just, you just get rid of them all, but what else can you do? Because if you loop far enough, you know what, I'm going to do it. Boom, bing, 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 bing. Behold. It's a bit of damage, it's mostly good for block. That's what I do that. Do that, do that, do that. Do this, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this. Bang, bang. And boom. Like, Dead Branch is such a bad card. Like, I don't even want it. This is actually bad. It's just like actually bad. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's great that they've added Broly and everything. Great that they've added Janemba. No, it's fun, fun, fun. Can't believe I forgot the Bardock. I really hope the DLC is good on it. Yes, that's the important thing. You have the content when they're not forced to make the main story. You can kind of tell they're really excited about the fact that they've added Super to it. But it's also just a case of like, okay, cool, you've added Super. It hasn't been a big thing, about it. It's like, they're adding Super, and it's like, yes, but like, did you think they weren't? You know? Yeah. I think the trailer, while exciting, Kid Goku is there, and it's like, sick, we're not gonna get a story because they used, they used Piccolo for Cape, so it's, clearly Z Piccolo. King Piccolo proper would have been a pretty hype addition to the game. Like, it might not have been good for voice lines, but it would have been a cool addition. But they're saving that for DLC. They're probably going to do like a basic Dragon Ball DLC. A couple packs of that. At least we saw. No, we haven't seen King Piccolo in anything for ages. Obviously, you got Dokkan. Everything's in Dokkan. You got Legends, everything's in Legends. Yeah, I think I'm gonna stop this for now. I'll see ya on this. See you on this. See ya, see ya, see ya.